What's the deal, y'all? Now, today I'm going to be answering a question that I got from a lot of supporters. And the question is it hard to play overseas, to have a career overseas? And why? And my answer is yes. Because when I hear the word career and I think of career, I'm thinking of something long term, 8, 9, 10 plus years. And to do anything for that long is going to be it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, and very tedious. You feel me? So for that reason, it is hard. And also, I see a lot of guys, a lot of players play overseas for 2, 3 years and stop and can't get back overseas or don't go back overseas to continue their career because they didn't make the money or they aren't making the money that they thought they would. They aren't good enough. They get injured. They can't get overseas because agents or whatever the reason is. Man, I see a lot of different reasons for why players' career get cut short. See what I'm saying? And if you look at, or I'm going by my experience, I look at a lot of people around me, a lot of guys that I grew up with, a lot of guys that I went to high school with in my area. There aren't too many players that are still playing. So yes, it is hard. So I'm going to try to explain, give you some reasonings why I feel that is, why a lot of players' career don't go the way they wanted to or expected it to, and also how I'm gonna give you all some pointers on how I got as far as I am. I'm going into my 7th or 8th year as a professional. I just signed my 15th professional contract a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna let y'all know how I did it, and maybe y'all can, follow what I did, follow my blueprint, and have a career or continue your career. And the first thing I want to talk about is why some players' career get cut short. And I touched on that a little bit, but I'm going to try to get a little more detail into that. The main reason a lot of players' career get cut short is because they don't make the money that they expected to make. And they see that everybody isn't making 10,000 a month, 20,000, 30,000 a month at all, especially when you first start out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys go overseas that first year and make under $1,000, under $2,000 per month. And once you do that for a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, you're like, all right, now I'm 27, 26, 28. This money isn't isn't very sustainable for me, especially if you have a kid, you got a wife, you got a home, you got a car, you got bills. See what I'm saying? I can't, they feel like they just can't do it. It doesn't make sense for them to leave the country to make that money when they can be in America and make more than that just by making minimum wage, working at any regular job. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of players get the wrong information from other people, thinking that as soon as you go overseas, you're rich. As soon as you're overseas, you're making 6 figures. That's not the case at all. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of guys stop after that 2nd, 3rd year. You feel me? Another reason why players' career get cut short is because of injury. If you get injured in your 1st, 2nd year, 3rd year, and you don't have a name, you don't have stats, you aren't solidified overseas, and you miss a full season, 2 full seasons, teams do not want to take a chance on you. If you sit out of basketball for a year, overseas teams are not going to sign you a lot of times. Like I said, especially if you don't have stats. Now, if you've been playing, you've been playing for 4 or 5 years, and you have stats and you're good, and you show that you can play at that level, you can get a team to take a chance on you after that year you set out. But I'm talking about guys that were early in their career. They got injured and they had to sit a full season, and then they don't get signed that next season. So now you sit out of basketball for 2 seasons. You feel me? A lot of guys' career end like that because after you sit out 2 seasons, you're basically cooked. You feel me? So that's 2 reasons why. Another reason why I see a lot of people career get cut short or don't even start is because of their agent. Your agent puts you in a bad situation. Now, you don't like the coach. The coach doesn't vibe with your style of play. Now you get cut. Now you back basically in the same situation as getting injured. You get cut in the beginning of the season. Now teams are wondering why they cut you. Now you don't get signed for the rest of that season. So now you set out a full season of basketball and you're back in that same position. Teams don't want to take a gamble on a player that hasn't played a full season of basketball. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of players out there, bro. It's a very competitive field. You know what I'm saying? I also see a lot of guys' career not even start because of the agency they sign with. So once they leave college, the agent come find them a job. Once they sign with that agent, now you're locked in with that agent. So you sit out that whole season, now you're back in the same situation. You feel me? So it's a lot of like small things that can happen that sometimes are out of your control. You feel me? Another thing, guys not performing. You go over there and you aren't playing the way that you expected to play. Your numbers aren't good. Your team is bad. Now you have bad numbers and your team's record isn't good. What team's going to sign you then? You feel me? So a lot of things that I see and a lot of things that I've not experienced but heard from players why their careers stop and why they can't get overseas. Attitude, I've seen a lot of guys get blackballed in Europe because coaches talk, GMs talk. The basketball world in Europe is very small, so everybody knows everybody. You go over there and you have a bad attitude, you can be a good player, but if your attitude is bad and the coach doesn't like you, the GM doesn't like you, he can now badmouth you to other coaches. Now, nobody wants to sign you. Now, your career's over. You feel me? It's like a lot of small things that you have to be very mindful about when you start your career and when you're looking to start your career overseas. You feel me? So now I'm going to flip it and let y'all know how you can have a long-term career overseas and what I did to get to my 7th, 8th year of playing overseas and what I've seen others that have had 10, 15-year careers overseas did. And basically, the number one thing that you want to do is be good. That's why I always preach, work on your game. Be irreplaceable. Be somebody that is high value. Be somebody that they need. So get as good as possible. Work on your game nonstop, 3-4 times a day in the summer and the off season. Get to the gym early. Be the last one to leave. All that during the season so you are good. When you're good, you can have a bad attitude. When you're good, you're going to have good numbers, you're going to have good stats. So if you get injured, they don't care. They still want you back because they know your work ethic. They know how good you are. That's the way that you can avoid all that, man. It's about just being nice. You feel me? Second thing, take care of your body. Your body is all you have. You feel me? Always stretch every morning, every night, before practice, after practice. Stretching, treatment is going to be your best friend. When you're young, it's cool. You can just hop up and go do whatever you want to do and still be able to play and still feel loose and still be able to perform at the level that you're used to performing at. But it will catch up with you. You feel me? So no matter how young you are, no matter if it's your rookie season, if you're 23, 24, 25, and you feel great, just get in the habit of stretching because once you get older, you're going to need to stretch a lot. And therapy, ice baths, all that. Just get in the habit early. You see what I'm saying? Another thing is to be consistent. Find your niche and be consistent. If you're a scorer, be the best scorer that you can possibly be. If you're a rebounder, every day, be that best rebounder. If you're a shooter, be the best shooter, most consistent shooter that you can possibly be. If you play defense, be a lockdown defender. If you're an all-around player, do that. Whatever it is, be consistent and do that every single day. Because when you're consistent, teams, because people don't understand, teams don't need everybody to score 30 points. Teams need pieces. And if you're good at what you do and you're consistent at what you do, you are always going to be able to find a job. You feel me? And once you have that tag, you have that label of being consistent, of being a rebounder, a defender, a shooter, a scorer, a floor general, you're stamped. And now you can play for however long you want to play, because teams know what they're going to get out of you year in and year out. You feel me? So, yeah, man. And what I'm saying, none of this is easy, because you have to be it gets not boring, but it's the same thing over and over again, every day stretching, every day working out, every day getting shots up, every day going to the weight room. It's very tedious for years and years and years. That's why I think it is hard. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't do it, because a lot of people aren't going to have that focus to do it. But if you can do that and you can find a way to build those habits, you feel me, with a little luck, don't get injured, you can have a long, great career and make a lot of money. You feel me? So, yeah, man, I just want to come over and make this video. I apologize, man. I've been gone for a while. I was in Puerto Rico playing like a game every other day, man. So I really didn't have the energy to come on here and make these videos. But I'm back now. I'm about to start dropping videos at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week, however much I feel like it. And if y'all have any questions, man, ask questions. Hit me on IG, Kyle Vinales. I'll start to reply to some DMs. Y'all have any videos y'all want me to make, I will just come on here directly and make a video like I'm doing right now. But yeah, man, so I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel, everybody that's been watching the videos, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm out.